Hey everyone, today's story will touch your heart. It's about a boy who is known for being lazy, but life taught him a lesson that changed him forever. Stay with me till the end because this story might just change how you see hard work and family. Once upon a time, in a quiet village surrounded by golden fields, lived a boy named Arif. He stayed with his parents in a small hut at the edge of the village. Arif was clever, but terribly lazy. He always tried to find the easiest way to do things. Every morning, he was supposed to help his father, Mr. Kareem, in the rice fields. But instead of chasing away the birds like other boys, Arif came up with a trick. He tied ropes between wooden poles and shook them from one spot, so he wouldn't have to move at all. His father would often sigh and say, "One day, laziness will bring you trouble, my son." Still, Arif somehow got his work done, and his father never stayed angry for long. But one summer, everything changed. The rains didn't come, and the crops started to dry. To make things worse, Mr. Kareem fell seriously ill. For the first time, Arif had to handle the entire field alone. He tried for a few days, but his body wasn't used to hard work. His hands ached, his back hurt, and slowly the plants began to die. One night, he sat outside under the silent sky. The stars seemed far away, and tears filled his eyes. He whispered, "I should have learned from father. Now I've let him down." The next morning, while walking through the village market, Arif heard an announcement. A royal soldier stood in the square saying, "The king has announced a grand competition. The winner will receive a chest of gold." For a moment, Arif's heart lit up. "If I win, I can save my family," he thought. Without hesitation, he signed up. People laughed. Arif? The lazy boy, competing against the strongest men in the kingdom? But Arif didn't listen. He packed a small bag, said goodbye to his parents, and left for the palace. After 3 long days, the competition began beside a wide, shining lake. Strong men from all over stood ready to dive in. The rule was simple: cross the lake and reach the other side. The first 3 would qualify for the next round. When the horn blew, everyone jumped in and started swimming with full power. Arif stood still. He knew he couldn't beat them with strength. Then a spark lit in his mind. He ran to the nearby woods, grabbed some branches, and tied them together to make a small raft. Using a wooden stick, he began paddling calmly across the lake. While others grew tired, Arif's raft kept moving. Slowly but surely, he passed many of them and reached the shore. 3rd place. The crowd was amazed. The next day came the final round. Each contestant was given a huge wooden block, and they had to move it 1 kilometer to the finish line. They could only pick one tool from a pile behind them. The first man grabbed a rope and began pulling hard. The second took a wooden lever. But Arif, instead of rushing, sat down quietly and thought, "If I can't push harder, I must think smarter." He picked up a small knife, and the crowd burst out laughing. "He's lost already," they said. But Arif began carving the block. Bit by bit, he shaped it into a round ball. Then he rolled it forward. The other men were sweating and shouting, but Arif's wooden ball kept rolling faster and faster until he crossed the finish line first. The king himself clapped in surprise. "You may be small in strength," he said, "but you are great in wisdom." When Arif returned home with the gold, his father smiled with pride. "See, my son," he said, "when you work with purpose, even laziness can turn into brilliance." From that day, Arif was no longer known as the lazy boy, but as the boy who changed his fate with his mind and heart. So, whenever life feels too hard, remember Arif's story. You don't need to be the strongest. You just need a reason strong enough to make you try.